Hello everyone, T-Dub here, and welcome back to Mystical Ninja Starring Goemon! In the previous part, we were able to finish our first dungeon, transform to Wedo Castle. And now we're here to begin our journey truly. But first we must swim. Bit of a shortcut, I guess? Unsure. Guess someone will have to test it out. You know how long it takes to get from castle to the exit by walking versus swimming. However, by swimming, we do get a collectible. Another fortune doll. By the way, as you noticed, you don't get an automatic health upgrade for defeating each boss. That's one thing I do wish they would have taken from Zelda, but then again, that would have also taken away from the collectibles that are out in the world. And there's plenty of them to find. Oh boy, boy, boy. Hope you enjoy this music, because I believe after we leave Oedo Town, it actually changes to something different. Oh, I love these guards. The role is tiny but extremely memorable, which proves that there's no such thing as a small part, or however that saying goes. See, look at this guy. This guy's even more depressing. My goodness gracious. Well, sucks to be you. And now we're in one of the few locations without music. It just feels weird, doesn't it? Like, it just feels off to be playing a Nintendo 64 game and not have music constantly playing, because that's, like I said in the previous part, that was just the style at the time. I guess if nothing else, it does give it a unique atmosphere. Just the sound of the waves. Although, if you want to know why I have such an attachment to this game over many others on the system, I think it's because it was my first introduction to Japanese society in general. Like, when you think about the type of games that were released on Nintendo systems at the time, you really didn't get something this Japanese very often. Like, nowadays, there's games that take place in Japan that are just so blatantly Japanese, released like almost every other week. Back in the 90s, that was not the case. It was very rare for something to just be this so unabashedly Japanese. Especially Edo period Japanese. Like, this isn't modern. This is like over 1,000 years ago, man. By the way, you'll notice that sort of Goemon theme motif showing up in a lot of songs. But thankfully, there's also a lot of original songs. I think overall there's over 40 songs they made for this game, which is really bonkers. I can't think of many Nintendo 64 games with a audio playlist as big as this one. And now we're about to get to our next set piece. Didn't take very long at all. Any second now. Ah, that was a bit sooner. Oh, there it is. Here we go. You know it's a big deal when it enters cutscene mode. Oh no! Ooh my. Well, it's a very good thing that Shell survived, as we'll soon see. Now, if you're new to this channel, and you just happened upon this commentary, and you're very unfamiliar with this game, Oh, you're about to get a surprise. You are about to see something really interesting. First, I had to have some banter with this Baron fellow here, and I do love the usage of text in this game where sometimes it'll start blinking like that, and it'll also change sizes to really put emphasis on the word. That's one way it does a great job at imitating speech in a way that you can't otherwise do without voice acting. Are you ready for this? That's right, a new theme song. Oh man, I did not want to interrupt that one bit. At least not during the initial one. Oh boy, that's just... Goddamn, I love that song. I know I say that about pretty much every song in this game, but yeah, just... These developers were on one. Like, people over, I believe this was Konami Osaka. Holy hell, they were really just on... Just, what's that phrase go? God, my brain is empty right now. They were just completely just on all cylinders. Is that it? I believe that's it. Yeah, they were just hitting it just on the ground running, man. No idea was off the table for this game. Action adventure game. Friggin' Toku Sentai Mecha Battle. By the way, the guy who sang that I Am Impact theme did quite a few songs for some Sentai. So, yeah, once again, these developers were really shelling out money. Although maybe Konami on the publishing side was paying for it, most likely. Nevertheless, very cool they got him along. I believe he unfortunately passed away. Which, oh boy, if he did, that sucks. Anyways, time to fight our first mecha battle. The wartime Kabuki robot, Kashiwagi. Hitting the classic Kabuki pose. Anyways, you hit R right here and use the chain pipe to bring him in, and I believe it's C up, C down, C up, and A, and you do that punching combo. I prefer not to do that. I prefer just to do my own sort of punching combo. Yeah, just note that when you launch your chain pipe, you're not invincible. This guy, though, is very much pushover for me. Which I guess makes sense considering he is the first boss, but... Yeah. I thought I was about to do something special. You're going to see it very soon, though. Wait for it. Here we go. If you push C up, C right, C down, C left, and Z, get a little beam right there. Beam attack. Beam attack could be much more simplified in Goemon's Great Adventure, where it's just C down, Z, I believe. Also, during these fights, you cannot pause the game at all. That's one thing to know. You cannot pause the game. You just got to keep on going. And I don't know why that is, because you can pause the game at any other moment, outside of cutscenes, of course. But for some reason, for these battles, no pausing. Well, this guy thinks he's safe. Nope. Call your grandma, this match is over. And yeah, just like that, our first mecha battle is over. I love this sort of murderous stare by Impact. It's like a serial killer stare. And yes, Impact is a movie star in this game's universe. How do they make a movie star? I assume they have him do Toku battles. Why not? Some might call that typecasting, but sometimes you gotta take what you can get. By the way, one thing I like is that different areas are set in different times of the day. As you can see in the background over there, the sun was setting, so we're about to enter sort of a twilight of sorts. I do like that. As cool as it would be to have real-time day and night cycle of some sort, that was actually quite difficult to do, and there were very few games that pulled that off. Who's ready for a new party member? Another banger track right here. By the way, for some reason it was only during this playthrough that I noticed that Yai has green eyes, which is pretty cool. Green hair, green eyebrows, green eyes, green, green, green. And somehow the green goes well with the purple outfit. And now we have a name for our villains, the Peach Mountain Shoguns! Kind of weird for a European group, or a European themed group at least, to call themselves Shoguns, but eh. Oh, I never showed this off beforehand, but yeah, if you push C down, you can switch party members. Very nice and convenient. And oh, this is another banger song. I believe Family Jewels did a cover of this. And when he did, I just marked out so hard. Because I was like, yes, finally! A YouTube musician did a Goemon cover! We need more of that. And we need this game on modern consoles. Because this cartridge can only last for so long. And yes, I know there are people that did a decomp of this game, but I don't know how to get that running. I don't know how to get a decomped version of a game running on my computer. And I also haven't been able to find any tutorials. It would be nice because I am 100% all about games preservation because this game means a lot to me, Goemon's Great Adventure means a lot to me, and I would absolutely love to be able to make sure that future generations can play this as well. Because, you know, if a piece of media, if it's able to really touch you, you want it to be able to do that to other people, you know? You want people to feel the emotions that you did. And now we're about to meet, I believe this is Ushiwaka, the handsome ninja. And he's going to help us get a deal with that other fellow, Benkei. But first we have to help him catch some fishies. And do not worry, for anyone who's familiar with this game, I did really cut out a lot of this part because it is very repetitive. Like if I were to show you the entire just catching every single solitary fish, I think I cut out like a good 3 to 5 minutes with this alone. See, I think catching the bluefish is the only one that I show off in full. And then after that, I just speed everything up. Because do you really want to watch that? Do you really just want to watch just this meticulous catching of fish like this? No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. It's not all that exciting at all. One thing that I do miss from old-timey games like this is how well designed skyboxes were. Because you can see in the back, if you could see in the background there, it's very orange, giving very, I guess Twilight wouldn't be a good word for it, but very sunset vibe. Nowadays, you don't really have skyboxes because you just render an entire game's world all at once, or at least larger sections of it than ever before. It is absolutely insane how much of a game on like a PlayStation 5 can be rendered at one time versus an N64. Because as you can see, like, each individual loading area, super small. If you were to, on the PlayStation 5 alone, you could probably put Zazen Town, The Road, Oedo Town, all together in one loading area. Anyways, we now have Achilles' Heel. Oh, anyone else looking forward to that Odyssey movie? I think it could be good. Christopher Nolan hasn't really struck us wrong yet. I always like to give, directors whose movies I enjoy the benefit of the doubt. And that cast is pretty damn good too. So you have great actors, great director. I mean, there's always a chance it could go wrong. I mean, no one bats 1,000, but I think it could be rather decent. I think the chances of it being good are greater than it being bad. And yes, our narrator is Mr. Elephant. Why? I don't know. He just is. Anyways, let's begin the minigame where we just have to throw this Achilles heel at Benkei with proper timing. This is probably the best run I've had at this in I don't even know how long. Usually I end up screwing up at least once, but here, nope. Perfect. Alright, we received Sasuke, but he is not a part of our party yet because he's kind of broken. You see, Sasuke is a robot ninja, but he needs batteries to work, and his current batteries are all dead. So it's going to be a bit before he actually officially joins the party and becomes a playable character. I remember when I first played this as a kid, and when I first got to be able to play as him, I was like, yeah, robot ninja, yeah! I was so excited. I was so excited. I just could not hide it. Oh, this music! Oh, this music! Once again, I'm going to be saying that about 1,000 more times. But, oh, this game's soundtrack is so goated. See, this is another reason why I hate the fact that this game was ignored for so long. This fact that this music is so fucking good. And just, seriously, there's multiple YouTube playlists of this full soundtrack. Just go and listen to it. You're going to have yourself a great time. Well, there's a lot of side stuff here that I could do that just involves getting more fortune dollars. That probably would have extended this part by a good like 10-15 minutes. Like if you're doing full exploration for this game, that's like a good extra 2 hours right there, so probably what causes playthrough to, instead of being around, when I edit everything down, probably around 3 hours. Probably would have taken about 5-6 hours. Maybe? I don't know. And now we have yet another area with no music. But this time it has seagulls. I like that little addition there with Yash. When she attacks enemies, she has a sword, so she's able to slice them horizontally in half. Who's ready for an innuendo? Yeah, this game has quite a few of those that they were able to sneak under the radar. Right now I'm drinking a C4 energy drink, 0 sugar, and the flavor, Serial Killer. And what it really tastes like is Imagine if Fruit Loops made an energy drink. That's what this tastes like. Anyone else drink energy drinks? If you do, sound off on what your favorite is. I would like to know. I know some people are preferable to like Rockstar or Monster or Bang Energy or whatever may have you. And yes, we are going to want to be Goemon for this because this next part, oh boy, it's quite a thing. Gotta love whenever a game goes anime style, just gives characters random hair colors like blue or green. It's just treated as normal. Kinda wish we did that in real life. It says some people look at someone with like green or purple hair and they think it's weird for some reason. I know, I think those people are weird. Then again, I know quite a few people who dye their hair random colors. I've yet to ever do that to myself, but always wanted to, but I'm just lazy. I know that it takes a long time to do that. It doesn't help that I have dark hair, and thus in order for me to dye a different color, I have to go blonde first. So it's like, okay, first I have to bleach my hair, then I can dye my hair, and that just, oh, this feels like it'll take forever. And yes, I know the result would probably be worth it, but, you know, once again, I am lazy. Anyways, we're on the back of a dragon now. You know, like you do. And as you can see, we're about to fight yet another boss. Guess this would technically be a mini-boss. This one I feel like could be quite annoying if you're not playing as Goemon because he has a chain pipe. And one of my cats, Cloud, has once again decided to join us. You have anything to say, Cloud? Nothing? Just gonna walk around? Okie dokie. Ah yes, another weirdo. This one, Colon. My. I don't know, it's in my head that's how that sounds. Yeah, just avoid the projectiles, and once he is vulnerable, boom, yeah, easy as that. Well, you want to talk about skyboxes, looking at this now, it is very easy to see, like, where the 2D image is, and how, like, the clouds are just like one flat texture just moving. But hey, that's just what you had to do back in the day. You know, when you're playing this on a CRT television back in the 90s/early 2000s, like, this does look a lot more convincing than it does seeing it in full resolution. Like, people have to remember when you're playing like a Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, any games of that generation or older, and you're putting it on an HD television, you are seeing things that you were never meant to see, at least clarity-wise. You were just... Developers back then never had a clue you'd be able to see things this clearly. And how could they? We never knew how good the technology would get. Playing this game, we thought, oh man, this looks amazing. This is about as good as it gets. And then PlayStation 2 and GameCube and Xbox came along and we're like, oh my goodness, this is as good as it gets. And just, you know, kept on escalating and escalating. And I feel like PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and that sort of generation was where it started to peak. And now we're only, since then, getting incremental upgrades, really. Like, I feel like the biggest upgrades we're getting, like from PS4 to 5, has to be less graphical and more just performance-wise. Anyways, after defeating the mind control device, we have rescued the dragon, who turns out to be this kid, Koryuta, who is the son of the Dragon God. It's gotta be a big responsibility. Imagine having that thrusted upon you like, oh, by the way, Your dad, he's the dragon god, and one day you're gonna have to take over his position. What? Like, goddamn, son. That's quite the burden. And now we're about to get our next objective right here. Yes, the Dogo Hot Springs! However, it's going to be a bit before we can get there because there are some abilities we're going to need to get. Who's ready for a fast travel mechanic? Yeah, who'd have thought this would beat Zelda in terms of creating an actual good fast travel mechanic? Because, like, this actually released before Ocarina of Time. And even then, that game had multiple songs in order to travel to different places. This one was just pull out the item, play the song, and you can go to different places. You can go to dungeons, towns, and tea houses, which is why it's important to visit those places. The only thing is you have to be outside. Can't be inside and play it. Just a weird limitation the developers put on it for reasons unknown, unless there was some sort of performance issue. Which, you know, could always be the case. It's always interesting hearing developers talk about developments and knowing that just changing one tiny bit of code can just break an entire game. It's like, god damn. Video games are bizarre. By the way, are you ready to hear one of the greatest songs in the soundtrack? I know I keep going on about that, but oh, this song is about to be goated. You're about to hear it. It's so good! It's so good! Once again, I know I'm just acting like a mark for all these songs, but I can't help it. These songs are so fucking good. Have I convinced you to check out the soundtrack yet? This soundtrack deserves an official re-release. I know it was like released like back in the 90s once. How it was only released once is beyond me. These songs are so good. They're too good to be kept under wraps, which is why I'm glad Konami never took down any of the fan uploads. Because even they have to know, like, oh, these songs are way too good to be kept hidden away. And you know, Konami's, they've been back on the ball recently, you know, with some of their games. It took them long enough, but they seem to be doing good now. Metal Gear, Silent Hill, hey, maybe. Goemon, come on. Konami, Goemon, Goemon, Konami, 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 Goemon, Konami, Goemon, Goemon, Konami, baby. Now we have a new enemy type. These heads that sort of just pop out of the ground and shoot projectiles at you. They can be annoying, but not too difficult to deal with. Anyways, we wanted to climb this mountain, this Kumbira mountain, in order to throw some money into this chest as tribute to the money god. And for some reason, our money, our Rio, is the Medal of Justice. Now we have the Medal of Flames. Wait till you see how many times we get to use this. You are not going to believe it. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to say something like, nope, not what I'm looking for. This one, however, is... And with that, I'll see you guys next time!